Harkon goes to where Vognir lies face down. The future Varl king lies motionless, aside from a spreading pool of blood. Vognir is dead. Chapter 2. Cut with keen-edged sword. Meanwhile, far across the land, oblivious to the woes of poor Ubin the tax collector, lies the human village of Skogir, where Rook, a simple hunter, and his daughter are about to become embroiled in the great doom of their time. Where did that thing come from? Shh, stay close. I think it saw us. More dredge. Dredge, the dark destroyers that were a plague on the world. Those that brought it near to destruction before, and only an alliance of men and Varl could defeat. What could their return mean? Deployment happens before battle. Alright, let's just stand side by side. Careful, don't get too close. Now, for the first time, we have access to ranged weapons. Both Rook and Alette have ranged weapons. I might have a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, so if we just move forward, what about 3? We should be in range. Charge and attack, Rook. Ah, no. I miscalculated. Curses! Foiled again. Orange squares indicate the range of the unit's attack. Archers like Rook and Alette have a much longer range than melee units. Yeah, but not when they're stupid about things. Alright, sorry Rook, I'm afraid you have wasted your attack. This is something that I have struggled with in the past. To be fair, I don't know why, I just always seem to miscalculate range. Anyway, Alette, you can thread the needle for +1 armor damage to all units between your target and the archer. Well, there's no units in between, but you're out of range for a regular attack. So let's do the thread the needle. +1 armor damage sounds good, and it keeps you further back. Let it fly! Oh, a good hit. 1 armor and 1 strength damage. That's good. We're whittling him down. Rook takes a bit of a blow from the great dredge, but he is still fine. His armor is looking a little bit weak, but he's still got all of his strength, so we can do full damage. Of course, being a hunter, he does like to use his bow, so we can pull him back. But the fact that he is a badass means he can also fight toe-to-toe, if necessary, with his axe. But I think because he hasn't actually shot his bow yet, and that's kind of the point of this encounter, I'll pull him back and use my bow. I'll charge it up, we'll do strength damage, we'll whittle down the ability of this great dredge to hurt us in return. 4 keeps him down low enough that he can't actually do any strength damage to me. So he's just going to keep whittling down my armor. That's fine. Alette. Now, Alette does not have a melee weapon, so she needs to step back before she's able to actually attack. So let's do that. Alette, you just move around behind me, sweetheart, and we'll finish this thing off together. Unleash an arrow shot. She's still not good enough to actually beat its armor, so we'll just whittle that down a little bit more. And then Rook shouldn't have any trouble. Ow. Rook's armor is almost gone, but it matters not. Now Rook will show his true badassness by destroying the dredge with his mighty axe. For he is a hunter, and he has hunted the dredge this day. Victory! Our renown grows. +3, in actual fact. Which is not bad. It's certainly better than 2, and a lot better than 1. Was that a dredge? Alette looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. I mean, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yokes bolted, it spilled most of your supplies. You can see more dark figures moving through the trees when you glance that direction. All the food. That's the last we're going to get before winter. What do we do? Don't run. Let me think. Do you think you can handle more of them? I say we fight! No, Dad. I mean, we're already lucky to be alive. Well, all right, lad. I thought I'd trained you better than that, but okay, fine. You are young and you are my daughter, so obviously I'm not going to put you in that kind of danger. I know. It's okay. let's get back to Skogir. No, actually, I want to gather some supplies quick. No? Forget about the supplies. Obviously, your safety comes first, Alette. Supplies. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people in your caravan, the faster supplies will diminish. You can now see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. Most of the towns will have supplies to sell, as well as a few items. So we've got 3 days of supplies available to us. No, we've got 3 days of supplies available to us. Look, it's a tiny banner. It's just me and Alette. I think we found our yokes, look, and it is dragging our little cart along as we return through green and pleasant lands to Skogir, our home and refuge against the wilderness, where folk live pleasant yet modest lives. Yeah, we've arrived. Look, our cart is fair loaded down with supplies. It's astonishing how much stuff we've managed to salvage and bring back with us.
I never expected to see the dredge with my own eyes. What happened in the north?
Once again, we have a narrator.
Already we see more between the trees as we approach our home, and Alette grips my hand tight. We must find Ivor.
Maybe it's the Yoks talking. And what's this in the foreground? It seems the dredge have found Skogir already, though that hill looks quite defensible. Let's find Ivor. What the Yoks said. We'll follow the Yoks' advice. The Yoks, by the way, is this thing here, which, it has to be said, is ambling along rather slowly considering the dire situation we find ourselves in. Wake up! Wake up, the village of Skogir! The dredge are upon us! Ah, Ivor! The enormous Varl in question towers over the men in the training field. He squints as you approach. Already back, Huntmaster? I thought you'd be tomorrow. Dredge! Everywhere! Calm down, Alette. Dredge? How did they get through Greyhorn? Must have broken through the fort. The fighters nearby have stopped sparring. They gather around you. Damn it! They'll be here soon, if not already. You hear screams from the outskirts. People are running towards the Great Hall. If only we'd make that Yoks move faster. Ivor turns to one of the older boys in his group of fighters. Egil, take Alette to the Great Hall. Tell the chieftain what's happening. The rest of you, gather up as many people as you can. Come on, Alette. No, wait. I want to help. Go with Egil, Alette. Let them fight, Ivor. Should we? Oh, I mean, she's pretty badass, our daughter, Alette. Honestly, she can handle herself. Let's go with Egil. I mean, let's let them fight. Ivor, let them fight. Why not invite some goats to join us too? Not a bad idea. Goats can be pretty nasty. You're asking for dead kids. So, no goats then. I won't let anything happen to her. They'll have to deal with it sooner or later, Ivor. What now? Egil, keep your shield up. We just hold them off until everyone's inside, and then we can figure out what to do next. More shouts draw your attention to some houses atop a nearby hill. The houses! To the houses! Sure enough, dredge are gathering in number. Fear threatens to bubble over into panic. How long do we need to keep this up, you ask? Ivor shakes his head unknowingly. That's a bad sign. Turn order. Units move in the order you place them, from left to right. This initiative order is very important when setting up strategies. For example, put archers after melee units so they can stay safe behind your heavy hitters. Alright, fine. So basically you're saying put Ivor and Egil first, and then Rook and Alette second and third. I mean third and fourth, actually, as it happens. Also, look, we have an item. Can we give this to somebody? We're going to give it to Rook. What does the item actually do? +1 armor, +1 strength, +1 willpower. Rook is going to take Alette's bracelet. In fact, maybe actually Egil can take it, because I think Alette might have a bit of a crush on Egil, because, you know, he's a fine-looking boy. He is a fine-looking boy, and he could probably do with the help, because he is, 10, 16, this adds, +1 armor, +1 strength, so he would be 9, 8 without it. Good! Then to battle! Alright, we want to take out this big guy as quickly as possible and probably send Ivor up against him. These two small guys are also going to be pretty easy to defeat. I think if I mass everybody on the right-hand side here, on the right-hand flank, and try and keep them as a protective unit, keep the archers in back, the fighters up front, we ought to be able to dispatch them fairly quickly. Or at least to hobble them, because of course, we don't actually want to defeat any enemies until we're ready to defeat them all. That's the way it works here. Let me handle him. That's right, Ivor, you can handle him, but first you must handle this smaller dredge here. We don't need to battering ram him, though. I don't think that's really going to achieve very much, so we'll just hit him for a normal strength attack, I think. We can hit him for 5 damage without breaking his armor first. I think that's worth doing. It makes him a significantly less of a threat. Another hit on him, and he will be non-existent, effectively. Egiel, what are you going to do? You're obviously going to charge in. You're trying to impress Alette here with your bravery and your combat skills. Stonewall blocks 3 damage per hit 1 round. That can actually be pretty handy for just keeping him alive. But what can we do damage-wise? We can do 1 or we can do 2 damage here. Should we do 2? Should we do 3? I think that's worth doing. I think it's worth wearing him down because then he's going to have a strength of 7, which is not going to be enough to break armor. So let's do that. Hit him, Egiel. Show Alette how strong you are. Ivor takes a minor blow and actually deals 1 armor damage back to the enemy. Rook's now going to move up with his bow and I think probably help out Egiel, despite the fact that, you know, he clearly has improper thoughts about Alette and is trying to lead her astray, no doubt. Speaking of Alette, it's time for her to show her worth, to prove her mettle, obviously by hiding behind Ivor the Giant, very sensibly, I might add. Doing a couple of points of damage to this guy, that makes him 3 only, so he is more or less not going to be a threat, at least not for a while, not until some of our armor wears down. I think Ivor can start working his way around. Maybe we'll try out the battering ram. Ivor, show us what you can do. Batter that fool. Batter him over there. Get over there! Oh, and the big dredge is in and has taken on Ivor. 2 points of armor damage, takes 1 in return. That's the stuff. Egiel, I think you'll just keep battering this guy down, leave him on 1 wound, 1 strength. That means he is more or less neutered and can't do anything to us. Egiel takes a blow though. Rook, obviously, trying to hide his amusement at that, is going to try and help out Ivor, I think, by breaking the armor of the big guy. Have we got anything? I could maybe use Mark Prey. If I move up into close combat, it's like it's a melee attack, so I need to be standing right next to him. So let's do that, shall we? We'll move up and we'll mark prey, and this should cause anyone who can attack to attack him, which means we'll get an attack from Ivor and an attack from Alette. Alas, the attack from Alette has been deflected. It was just a regular strength attack. And of course, we haven't broken his armor sufficiently yet, so we should get working on that. Alette, this time, yeah, wear the armor down. That's much better. Ivor, you can keep working on that armor. Smack him again, put a bit of willpower in. His armor is down to 9, and we also cause a bit of extra damage. Ow! Oh, the big dredge has got his own shoving attack thing. Well, that's fine, I didn't want to be next to you anyway. Egiel, on the other hand, will charge in. Of course, he is still eager to demonstrate his prowess to Alette in the hope that it'll win her affections. A nice little bit of armor damage. Rook, of course, he could come in and save you. He doesn't really mind the fact that you're in there fighting, but I suppose it would upset Alette if you were defeated. Perhaps I should come in and mark prey. Oh, I misclicked. Oops! Alright, totally accidentally misclicked. Alright, we'll just break armor then. Rook, perhaps that was a Freudian misclick, if such a thing exists. We'll just break armor. He's down to 5 armor. As soon as Ivor acts, he should be able to batter him now. Oh, Egiel takes another hit. Poor lad's taking the brunt of it. Alette, look, Alette is not pleased about this, but she can actually do 8 damage. Look at that. Oh, mighty shot, Alette. Good girl. Looks like Egiel's taking another blow. 4 strength damage. He's probably pretty badly wounded now, but it's not going to matter. Ivor's in. He takes down the big dredge, no problem at all. He was on the ropes. Egiel, another blow, takes another blow for the team. He really is taking a beating. Maybe we should cut the boy some slack. He's still actually got a fair amount of damage though. Look at that, 4 damage to the one dredge who still had his full strength left. He takes another hit. Everybody's wailing on poor Egiel. It's no good. I think it's time that Rook stepped in and started to end this Save the lad. We'll do a mark praise, shall we? And we'll get everybody to attack this guy. Actually, as it turns out, it's just Ekil. I guess nobody else was in range. Ekil takes another blow to the face. Ah, Alette, what are you going to do about this? You can't be impressed about your friend, your special friend, being so beaten. She can't actually kill that guy. Should we kill? I mean, it's... Alright, fine. She'll just put an arrow in this dredge. It means they're all on one, I think. Which means they shouldn't be able to kill him, hopefully, anyway. And Ivor can step in, kill one of these. This guy here is the only one. It's a massive overkill shot, but down he goes. A promotion for Ivor. Very good. Egil takes another blow. But it's not going to matter because these guys, they are out of it. He manages a kill in return, and Rook, end this fight, Rook. End it. And save the village for now. Probably not for very long, though, to be fair. Victory! Ivor is promoted, tempered by blood and pain, as is Rook. Good work, chaps. And what have we got? 6 more renown for the team. Difficulty. Combat can be unforgiving. We're not going to change the combat difficulty. We're not going to. We're not going to make it harder. We're not going to make it easier. It's straight down the middle. A black horde is forming at the tree line. Enough of this, says Ivor, glancing over his shoulder. We're going back. Then adds, Rook, I'm doing one more check of the houses around here. See if you can find anyone. Keep watch. Argued to head back immediately. We'll keep watch. As you turn to head back, a colossus appears around the side of a house. It silently looms over Alette, its face an expressionless stony mask, more terrifying than any roar it may have produced. Time seems to slow as it pulls back its enormous mace. Alette! No! Shoot it with an arrow! As though second nature, you knock an arrow. Alette is standing directly between you and the dredge, making the shot perilous at best. If you're off by a few inches. Stop thinking. Shoot the dredge. You let go. A second passes like an eternity. What? Must have fallen and slipped on the ice. What is this place?